All right, so we're going to go over the install of my clutch reservoir mounting bracket. If you're finding this video, chances are you've purchased one of these. If that's the case, thank you for your support, and you scan the QR code that's included with the package of these when you get them. If you happen to stumble across this video, thanks for finding the channel. And if you're interested in one of these, information on how to purchase one will be down below in the description. So, as described in my previous video on these mounts, these are available. They work for 2003 to 2018 Dodge Ram trucks that have a manual tranny and an aftermarket hydraulic clutch. When you get the aftermarket kit for your hydraulics, there's no place to mount this on your truck, and chances are it probably got zip tied up on a power steering hose, or worst case, it got self-tap screwed into your firewall. That wasn't going to cut it for me when I replaced the clutch in this truck, so I came up with these brackets. So it's going to come just like this, all the hardware is included. First thing you're going to do is you're just going to disassemble it quick and put all the hardware off to the side so it's easy to get to. Now, this will be the standard procedure for all trucks, except if your truck has auxiliary switches like mine does, and it's a 4th gen, there's another bracket that I can include, and I'll ask you that when you purchase it just to confirm if you need it or not. And after I'm done going through the install on this, I'll go through the install on that bracket as well. So you get all the hardware disassembled. You're going to have 3 panhead screws, a rubber washer, and then a rubber washer that has a stainless steel backing to it. On the firewall of your truck, you'll see that there's a tab that sticks out, and this is where it's going to mount to. So the first thing that I like to do is get this situated in a position where you can get to it easily. You're going to want to make sure that the hydraulic line comes off of your master cylinder on the top. If it comes off on the bottom, for whatever reason, you're going to have to flip that 180 for there to be enough room to get to this. And then you're going to want to make sure that it's just a clear path down to it, and that this isn't wrapped around a power steering line or a brake line or anything like that. So you have as much line as you can. So what I like to do first is twist the bracket around and get the hardware started on this where it's accessible. Once it's down in place, it's kind of tight to get in there with a wrench. And these will be a 3mm Allen socket or Allen wrench for these. So they don't have to be snug right away, but just get them tight so that way you're not fumbling around with them. So that's snugged. I'm going to go ahead and tighten these up. I have a T-Holland Allen, but you can use whatever. Don't have to be crazy tight on these. Use your best judgment on tightness. Don't want to come in loose, but you don't need to break anything either. So those are tight, and that's tight. So this bracket will get tucked under here and sit there. You're going to put the rubber washer is going to go in between the bracket and the tab on the firewall, and that's going to protect the paint on the firewall so it doesn't chafe through. It's also going to add some vibration dampening just to help not put stress anywhere, and then it allows a good cushion for everything to tighten up and not go anywhere. You're going to take your bonded washer, that's going to go on top. It'll slip underneath this little plastic piece right there, and then you take the last bolt here and thread that in, and you're just going to center in the hole. Make sure that it's not twisted in a position where it's up against anything. You're just going to center it up. You're going to tighten up, and you're going to be all set. I do recommend that after a week or two of driving, you just double check to make sure that through the different heat cycles of the engine bay that nothing loosened up. If it loosened up, just tighten up, and you should be good after that. This one's been on here a couple months at this point, and it was tight when I just took it off just now to do this video. So that's going to be the end of it. If you don't have auxiliary switches, then that's it. I'll go through the auxiliary switch plug next. All right, so if your truck has auxiliary plugs, you will notice that your plug connections are going to be in the way of getting the bracket installed here. That is how, or that's why I came up with this bracket, which is going to relocate it. So what you're going to want to do is there's 2 tabs that connect These two plugs are connected to a plastic bracket. That bracket is then connected to this fuse and relay box here. There's two tabs. I'll get a closer video of that so you can see, but you're going to want to get those tabs released. All right, so these are the two little tabs I was talking about. The bracket slides down over top of these, and there's two little, I guess you can call them pins, that will snap over place of these. So to release them, you're just going to get in here with a small screwdriver and just push back on them while you lift up. It's kind of a pain because there's two and there's not enough hands to be able to do both at the same time, but you kind of pull back on one, twist it off this side, pull back on the other one, and pull up, and it should pop up off the way. But getting that off is definitely the worst part. And then this bracket will slide up and off. And at that point, you're going to kind of twist it and bring it behind the box. From there, there's going to be a little plastic push pin in this hole here, and you're going to want to remove that. Now, you're going to want to orientate this into a position where you can work with it. You're going to take this bracket, again, all the hardware is included. So on this one, there is one bolt, a rubber washer, and a plain stainless steel washer. This bracket is going to slide into these slots here. It can only go one way. It is going to be a very snug fit. You may need to take a large pair of channel lock pliers or something to that extent and kind of clamp these together. Sometimes you could wiggle it in by hand, but that's just something that be aware of when you go to install this. So this is going to slide into that slot just like that, and it's going to bottom out right there, and you're going to be good. Now this can get twisted around and tucked down in between the auxiliary box or your auxiliary switch relay box and the firewall. Same thing, you're going to take the rubber washer and put that in between the bracket and the firewall, line up the bolt, take your bolt with the stainless steel washer on it, feed it through the hole, through the washer, and then catch the nutsert that's in the bracket. So again, with that bracket, you just want to make sure that it's not twisted in a way where you're going to be pinching any wires, anything's going to chafe together. Now that that's moved out of the way, you have plenty of room to mount your reservoir. So that's going to be it. If you ever have issues, questions, whatever, feel free to reach out to me. I'll help you get through them, and thank you for your support.